I ain't got no choice. I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic.
My name is John, and I too am an alcoholic. And for most of my life, I believed there was no choice.
I'm on my way to the store right now. I get 240s.
To get what?
240 ounces.
I got my Mike's Hard Lemonade right here. Contains alcohol.
Not this way, turn up.
Didn't expect that at 5 o'clock in the morning. I think they might have been attending tequila night. But today I realize that I have a choice. I can choose between my addiction and a solution that frees me to live my life. The question now is whether I choose to live in that solution or to return to living in the problem. The question I'm asking everybody is, has addiction touched your life?
Just chew. Just chew and snuff, the only thing I got.
I was a big weed smoker, so that was my thing, and you know, it took a lot for me to, you know, put it down and move on with my life, and you know, and things been great since I left my addiction alone.
Okay, what about this stuff?
Oh, this stuff right here, this is another bad habit I'm about to kick myself, because, you know, I'm a diabetic and I ain't good, so it's just another habit I gotta kick.
But this is my addiction, trying to get rid of it. So that's been the thing. Totally get rid of it. Don't need no more cigarettes.
Addicted to nicotine.
What do we got going here today?
Cigarette.
tell me how much a pack of cigarettes costs.
They're about $4.50 a pack.
Oh, what a bargain.
Yeah, definitely.
If you have something that you like, you definitely go after it once you get taste of it. It can be food, it can be something that you like to see, it can be something that you like to do.
How has addiction impacted your life overall?
Being high, being drunk, getting in fights, ended up in jail. You know, between me and my wife, me and other people, stuff like that. Having my wife for addiction, wipe out the bank account, couldn't pay the rent.
You know, it can be 4 in the morning, it can be 2 in the morning. People get on the bus, they are just messed up. They have no clue what they're doing. They can be man, woman, young, old. It looks like they're from a good demographic. It doesn't have to necessarily be you're in the hood. They're just messed up and it's sad. And they can be high, drunk, both. They don't know what they're doing. And how do you function and get up in the morning and do anything? They ask you directions, they ask you how to function in life, and you just, I don't know how they make it. I just don't. It's just sad.
Both my parents were alcoholics. My grandmother was an alcoholic, so I know about it firsthand.
What was that like growing up?
It was not pleasant. It left a lasting impression, and I feel for anybody that goes through that.
I lost my mother about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. She had gotten cleaned up by the time she'd passed away, but nearly 3 decades of hard drug use had just turned her internal organs to mush, and just one day she keeled over and died.
My mom smokes. My dad was an alcoholic for quite so many years, and he was in a car accident, and he has a fake hip and a fake knee, and his back is pretty messed up because of it. It's changed his life, it's changed our life because surgeries and things like that. So.
Was the accident a result of drinking?
Yes.
I had a cousin that was 20 years old that overdosed from heroin.
I'd say that's pretty close to home.
Yeah. He was a young kid.
How did that affect the family?
It was terrible. Nobody knew. Guess he was at a party and never did it before, and they gave him too much or whatever.
My aunt and uncle were addicted to drugs. My uncle's in recovery now. He's recovering. My aunt actually died about 5 years ago. So it's touched my life in many ways. Like I said, my uncle is in recovery now. He's been recovering for about 4 years now, so he's doing great, working, everything. So his life has changed dramatically, and that's a blessing. My aunt died. It touched the entire family, my cousins. She had little ones, so we're helping raise them. So it's still affecting our lives to this day.
Has addiction touched your life?
It has, over and over, so many times. And my son was in Vietnam, and he's been like a boomerang in Washington State and here in Washington State. And now he's trying to sell his trailer to come home again. So I just pray that between God and I, that we can get him straightened around. He's 57.
And what kind of issues has he been having?
Drinking, the heavy stuff. Also the weed, the pot. So.
But I also volunteer at the county jail and work with a lot of people whose lives have been ruined. Like, they're normally just regular people, but their lives have been ruined because of addiction, and they've been making choices, bad choices because of it. And so I've seen, you know, the struggle that they're going through trying to get their lives back together again.
I have 2 uncles that were alcoholics, and that's why to this day my whole family, my close immediate family, we have no alcohol in our house at all, because we know what it has done. We've seen it.
And what happened to the uncles?
They both have passed away from the alcohol.
So they did not have recovery?
No, they were not able to recover from it.
It was pretty tough. You didn't know what she was going to act like, what she was going to be like. She was the sweetest lady ever, though. I mean, she was a good mother, but when she drank a lot, you just didn't know how she was going to act.
Yeah, addiction is rough, man. I lost a brother, my baby brother, to addiction. So, you know, and I have his niece, you know, that comes over, and she was over this weekend. And I mean, it just looks so bad, man, when she can't hold her dad, and I can hold my girl, you know. And I miss him so. I miss him dearly.
I have a friend that just entered the hospital for alcohol addiction. He's lost his job. He's been in a downward spiral. His health is deteriorating. He just realized that it's time to do something to help his life. So he's in the he said it's going to cost him $8,000, which he doesn't have, but he's in the hospital. He's in his 3rd week and going after it.
My family has a long history of alcoholism. Both my grandfathers were alcoholics. My father was an alcoholic. And as a child, you know, it definitely affects how you think about life and how you view others around you, and you make excuses for people and things of that nature. It's just it's taxing as a young child.
I mean, it's just sad to see. It's just sad for us to be in this community and all these people addicted to drugs. I mean, it's just sad.
I lost an uncle through alcoholism. This was one of my mother's brothers. Yeah, it's a tough shot. But truth of the matter is, I mean, when you look at addiction, it's a snare into one's soul.
My dad was an alcoholic back in the day. He's dead now. I remember the chaos and stuff like that. Then I got a couple of brothers addicted to illegal heroin, cocaine.
And when I'm talking to John about the addiction problem, I can tell you, I think so many people think that the addiction problem will never touch them in some way, shape, or form, as bad as it is, directly or directly or indirectly, we will all be touched at some point in time of our life. Our family has been deeply touched by this. It was something we thought would never happen, but it, like I say, directly or indirectly, we're all being touched by this problem.
I'm a heroin addict, and I'm in a methadone program.
When I was young, I got shooting dope and everything, hanging with the wrong crowd, the wrong neighborhood, went to jail. I just made a totally turn around in my life,
I just got done through addiction process, and I had to go to a hospital, and I currently now I'm taking Suboxones to help my recovery.
Okay, I just saw at least 8 or 10 pints of Canadian Mist empties within a couple 100 yards, so it must be a turnoff for somebody's home, and it's quite a pattern they got going.
I wish I would never even started doing it, because I started, I lost her, now it's over with. It's a done deal. I hate it. Bye. The hell with it.
What are we talking about? What kind of drugs?
Cocaine. As you call it, rock cocaine. It's bad for your health. It ain't right. It's bullshit. Excuse my language, but it's bullshit.
Tell me, has addiction touched your life?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Ruined it. It came from the wrath. I almost lost my children, I lost my home, I ruined a marriage.
Well, I had an addiction. I was freebasing methamphetamine from the age 17 to about 35, and then I finally went into rehab and got recovered from it.
Oh, I've been through recovery a time or so myself. But yeah, it's a worldwide problem.
I was sober maybe one day a week. The rest of the time I was drinking, trying to carry on a job, and we'd go in even in the mornings before work and get drunk and then try to carry on a job, and that wasn't working out too well.
I used to be heavy on marijuana, smoking water pipes, taking uppers and downers, and I forget what they call those different color ones, quantums or something like that. I was really screwed up.
I'm a recovering addict of 25 years of heroin addiction. I've spent 18 years of my life in prison.
How long would you say you've been an alcoholic?
Since I was about 7 years old, 8 years old. I started drinking beer with my dad, about 7 years old. And then I'm 52 now, and I'm still drinking. And I'm probably going to continue to drink, and continue to drink, and continue to drink, and continue to drink.
This again is why I'm walking.
My life, we have had several people who have been addicted to cocaine, alcohol, things of that nature. And so it's to the point where that all we can do is just help those people, our family members, and just encourage them that there is a better way.
Tell me, what has recovery done for your life?
It's awesome. Children back. Honesty is in my life. And it's a grand life God has given to me.
Has addiction touched your life in any way?
28 years alcoholic right here. I'm 43 years old. I'm living proof. You can get sober, but it's hard to stay that way.
Has addiction touched your life, and if so, how?
It hasn't touched mine, but I know of people who are very involved in AA.
And so it has touched their lives, therefore it has touched your life.
That's right, because I'm a friend, absolutely.
So tell me about how it's affected, how recovery has affected their lives.
I think very positively. They participate in AA, and in fact I hiked Mount Langley with them last year, and we had a meeting actually along the way, and I'd say extremely positively. They're a very supportive group, and they work with each other and help each other in times of trouble. So it's been very positive.
God just took over my life. I quit drinking, I quit everything.
It's been pervasive. Addiction is, you know, I've been dealing with it. I've been working in mental health for 31 years, and it's been there all the time, even with the mentally ill.
As I've been walking across the country, I've been thinking how addiction plays into almost every social ill that we have. And as I'm walking and I'm seeing, you know...
You mean like sex addiction?
Everything, because I'm talking about all addiction. I believe all addictions come from pretty much the same food.
It does.
Food, alcohol, sex, drugs, gambling. I walked by a horse park and it said, have fun, win money. Now I wonder if I went in there and I spent $100,000 and lost it all, if I could sue them for false advertising. Because there's supposed to be truth in advertising, and by God, they don't build that building and pay everybody because people come in there and win.
I agree. And even if that's a setup right there, because you got alcohol as well and food. So they're meeting all of your addictions right there, as well as the gambling.
We are an addicted society. We are addicted to more.
Yeah.
We suffer from the addiction of there's never enough.
Spending.
And if I keep rolling another layer onto my ego, maybe I'll be enough.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll be okay. And it's like chasing an illusion that you're never going to catch.
Yeah. You know what, the only thing that I can do is just teach self-awareness. Because, you know, I can't make anybody go sober. You know, all I can do is just put those pieces out there for you to look at them yourselves and make that decision.
I turned my life over to God, and I now have 8 years clean. And I am loving life. As you can see, I'm driving a beautiful Jeep Grand Cherokee. I live on an 84-acre farm in a 4-bedroom house. I'm no longer homeless. God is great.
As I walked 1,200 miles, I asked people to share with me how addiction had touched their lives. Those people touched my life and brought new meaning to my recovery. What I learned from this journey is that we are all on the same path, traveling in the same direction, and that we all need each other to be shown the way.